Are you just handing out flyers?
What am I doing wrong?
I didn't know. People were concerned.
Yeah, concerned for what?
Their neighborhoods.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Ricky.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out what we were concerned about.
Well, in West Des Moines, we have a soliciting ordinance, so if you're knocking on people's doors...
Yeah, soliciting is what? Offering services.
Yeah.
I'm not offering this about my business.
Okay, I'm not done with you yet. You're not free to go.
Have I done it? Have I broken any laws?
4255. Can you send me one this way, please? He's uncooperative.
Have I broken any laws, sir?
I'm talking to you. I'm not done. I'm investigating a suspicious person.
You have a nice day, sir.
Stop. Stop now.
For what?
I can detain you. Stop.
For what?
Because you're not listening. I'm investigating a suspicious person. Stop
sir,
now.
Sir, have I broken any laws?
Stop.
Tell me what laws I've broken.
I told you to stop.
I don't have to stop.
Yes.
You know I don't. Either arrest me, tell me what laws I've broken,
Can you
or get away from me.
step it up? He's being uncooperative and trying to walk away from me. He won't identify himself as a suspicious person I'm investigating.
I know my rights. And with that being said, if I've not broken any laws, you have no reason to detain me.
Stop.
So I'm going to ask you one more time.
I'm going to tell you to stop.
For what?
Because I'm talking to you and you're...
What have I done that's wrong?
I just told you I'm investigating who you are.
You're harassing me.
I was actually born in Hammond, Louisiana, which is like deep southern Louisiana. And I moved to Mississippi for a while, up until about middle school, moved back to Louisiana all the way up until high school. And I mean, we moved around a lot. My mom was a single mom. I have 2 younger sisters. Money was kind of tight. But, I mean, my mom was a hard worker. She made sure, we went to school, did what we were supposed to do, always made sure we studied. We always had, pretty stable environment. Our education was always put, before everything. So, I mean, I grew up in a pretty good environment. Went to church a lot. I did just about every kind of extracurricular activity there is. Everything from theater, sports, playing instruments. I did it all. But I really liked politics and stuff a lot when I was younger. So that's what I kind of chose to study when I went off to school. I went to Tuskegee University in Alabama for about 3 years. And then after I moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I went to Southern, and I graduated from there in political science. I concentrated in constitutional law because at one point I was going to go to law school. Still thinking about that, actually. It just kind of got held up by this whole incident, which is kind of disappointing because I worked pretty hard to get, to that point. So if you're out and about and you don't know the laws of the area in which you are occupying, and you happen to do something that might get you in trouble, or you might be accused of something which you did not in fact do, you are prepared to either defend yourself or prevent the situation from happening. And, you know, as you move around not only the United States, but the globe, the repercussions get more severe if you do not know the, you know, legal statutes that you're supposed to abide by while you're occupying someone else's space. So I think it's just a respect thing. I respect the law to a certain extent, so I expect for it to respect me, but in certain instances, like the one in which I, you know, experienced in Des Moines, it was totally out of line and disrespectful and broken. So I was able to defend myself because I was prepared, because I read up on that prior to arriving. Wake up. I'm in total pain. Like, I'm in pain. First car wreck ever. Happened maybe a week before this incident, right? And me, I'm a 6'2" baby. So this is like total pain. And I didn't really even want to get out of bed that morning. But I got up. And I proceed to, you know, go through the motions. I get dressed. I pick out clothes. I look at the temperature. I'm like, okay, cool. It's, you know, such and such temperature. But this is like Iowa. I only brought really cold clothes to wear because, like I said, I'm like from the deep south, the very deep south, where the only weather we really have is like hot and muggy, so, and rain. Anything that's below maybe 65 to 60 is jacket weather for me. So I was working, doing like canvassing work for a politician, working for this guy, and job was simple enough. I'm a political scientist, so I'm out talking to people, just, you know, asking them what they thought about voting, what they thought about candidates and things like that. I was in such pain that I stopped for a second, which was right after lunch. I just finished eating lunch. I was kind of tired. Back was hurting from the car wreck. You know, type all this stuff up. And I see this rock sitting on the sidewalk just about. And I said, hey, this looks like a very comfortable rock to sit down on. No, I didn't. I just saw somewhere to, you know what I'm saying, sit down for a second, type this report, and get going. Didn't even sit there for longer than maybe like a minute, 30 seconds, right? And I'm walking around this neighborhood, sit at this rock, minute, 30 seconds. I'm on the phone with my good friend, and, you know, she's back in Louisiana. She's actually back in Baton Rouge, and we're talking while I'm typing these reports. I see this police officer trailing me, and he pulls up, and he hops out of the car. Immediately, you know, he hops out. I'm looking around, and I'm like, okay, cool. There's like a lady walking her dog. I see her walking up the street. I see a guy, you know, at the end of the street. I'm looking. And I tell the girl on the phone, I was like, yo, this dude just pulled up on me. This is about to be some BS. Listen to this. And he hops out, and he says he's, you know, with West Des Moines or something like that police department. And I'm looking at all the people, and immediately I'm like, yo, I'm the only black person out here. I know what's going on. The police, as a black man, when you're minding your business, is never a good time. So I immediately asked him, you know, what's the issue? Like, what's going on? What's up? And he begins to run me this city ordinance about, like, soliciting. Boom. Preparation. This is like my first time ever having to do a canvassing job. I've never had to work anything like that or work doing campaigning or working on a campaign. So with that being said, I read up on all the rules and regulations, how this thing goes, right? And that was maybe a couple of days before. So, off tops, I'm like, okay, cool, bro. You're talking about solicitation. Well, sir, I'm not soliciting anything because what I have in my hand, which you don't need to look at because it's none of your business, because I'm an American citizen, and you'd be violating my amendment, my Fourth Amendment, actually, by looking at whatever I have in my hand. I'm not soliciting.
We're way off.
3809 traffic.
3809.
Grand Prairie Parkway in Uni with Edward Henry Union 798.
1507.
We'll go with that mail in the 5700 block at Aspen.
1508.
Hi, sir. Yes, I'm Officer at the West Des Moines Police Department. The reason why I'm talking to you today is someone called in about you. Are you just handing out flyers?
What am I doing wrong?
I didn't know. People were concerned.
Yeah, concerned for what?
Their neighborhoods.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Ricky.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out what we were concerned about.
Well, in West Des Moines, we have a soliciting ordinance, so if you're knocking on people's doors...
Yeah, soliciting is what? Offering services.
Yeah.
I'm not offering a service.
Okay.
Okay, so with that being said, I'd like you to leave me alone, sir. I have not broken any laws.
Well, I'm still doing an investigation because if you're recording me, I'm still recording too, so it's okay.
Investigating what, sir?
A suspicious person, they called in about you.
Okay.
You have an ID with you?
No, I don't.
Do you have your name? Have your name?
No. Am I under arrest?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm investigating.
If I'm under arrest, then
What?
you have no reason to be talking to me, right?
I can. Actually, yes. You're a suspicious person. Someone called in about.
Suspicious how? What
Someone,
am I doing?
a neighbor called over here, so I don't understand why you're being difficult about this.
I'm not being difficult about anything because I haven't done anything out of the way.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'll go.
Tried to break contact because I don't feel comfortable talking to him. And when I tried to break contact with him after letting him know that I wasn't soliciting, as well as letting him know that I declined a consensual contact or interview, which I also read up on, not so much that recent, but more so in a constitutional law class that I took at Southern when I was going there. I had this really dope teacher He made us read up on Terry stops and what to do during Terry stops, because as young black political scientists in America, we should all know what to do during Terry stops.
$5,700 block of Aspen. Stop. I'm telling you to stop, and I'm not going to tell you again.
And what will you do if I don't stop?
I will detain you.
Detain me for what?
You're not listening. I'm doing an investigation of a suspicious person.
Suspicious person? Have I broken any laws?
That's not the point.
Broken any laws?
Someone called you and it's a suspicious person.
Okay, and? You can be a suspicious person, Mr.
Really?
Ray.
Really?
I feel like you're a suspicious person.
How would I be suspicious?
You look suspicious to me.
Okay, how would that be? I'm in a marked
You're a
police
white
car.
man. You're suspicious to me.
I'm suspicious to you because I'm a white person?
Yeah, with a gun. You're suspicious to me.
No,
now
stop.
Get away from me. I haven't done anything out of the way. You can't arrest me. Arrest me right now if you want to.
Here, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Because you're not. Stop. Turn around.
What have I done wrong?
Because you're not listening to me.
What have I done wrong, sir?
Get your hand. Get the phone out of my face. Because you're not. I'm investigating a suspicious person.
Sir, what have I done wrong? I'm not suspicious. I haven't done anything. I'm walking up the street. I haven't done anything wrong. I don't have
Neighbors have called on you.
Sir, I don't care if anyone has called on me. This is not their area.
This is a public roadway, so this means.
Okay. It's a public roadway. That means that I have the right to be on this roadway. Yes or no?
Everybody has the right to be on the public roadway.
So I am not a suspicious
But you don't have a right to be on anybody else's property or curtilage.
I'm not on anybody's property.
Why would someone call it in?
That's their concern.
So they're concerned.
Hello, listen. I'm recording right now because this police officer just walked up on me saying I'm a suspicious person. He was going to detain me for whatever reason.
Because you're not listening.
Listen, so I don't know how y'all do things here, but I'm.
Where are you from?
Record it, so please get off the phone while I'm trying to record.
I decided to start recording and get off the phone with my friend because once I don't know, it's just the way that he approached me. It just seemed like he was already intent on making it an issue. So he had the intent to make it an issue. And I didn't really want an issue. I wanted to just be left alone. So I started recording him just in case, because like I said, I'm a black man in America, and my greatest fear is getting gunned down by a police officer. And me having to have a funeral where them 6 people carried me, and my family sitting on the front row. So I started recording to make him think twice. And after him following me for a minute, I started getting kind of antsy as well as irritated. For one, like I said, black man America definitely could gun you down in your back, especially if they felt like you was reaching for something. So, the person called me back where the video cuts off. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to even let him get the one up and say that I'm doing anything. So back to recording. I hang up the phone. I go back to recording him. And he's telling me some crazy information about how I'm not able to walk up the street, even though it's public property. So, as you can see in the video, I keep trying to walk off, and he won't let me. So, at that point in time, I begin to try to walk off even further.
Who you work for?
You don't care who I work for. The person I work for pays you. So I'm gonna tell you one more time to get away from me. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Get away from me.
Yeah. He's still walking away from me, being uncooperative and refusing to identify himself.
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to identify myself. You don't have to do anything. If I have not broken any laws, I don't have to.
Westbound, we were 58th and
So
Aspen.
again, I asked you, leave me alone. If I've not broken a law, you have no reason to detain me. If you had a reason to detain me, you would have detained me already.
I can, actually, yes, I can.
For what?
Because you're not listening to my directions. You're not following. Turn around, right now.
Sir.
Turn around. I'm done.
So you're going to arrest me?
I'm detaining you.
For what? For what?
Be resistive.
For what?
Because you're not listening to what I'm saying. Do not be resistive towards me.
All right.
Walk back to my car.
All right. You've done
I'm
it.
detained.
You have done it.
Yep.
You're a fool. You are a real fool, sir. And could you tell me what I am handcuffed for?
Yes,
Why
because
am
you wouldn't follow my directives.
Your directives. And what were your directives?
I told you to stop numerous times.
And I asked you for what?
And I asked you to identify yourself because I'm investigating a suspicious person. Someone had worried.
Worried about what? Have I tried to enter anyone's property?
They were concerned, so yes, you're gonna.
Okay. No, I have not. Show me evidence where I've entered someone's property without them knowing. Show me evidence.
There was 2 calls on you about entering people's areas of their house.
No, there weren't. Listen to me, sir. I can tell you for sure I have not done anything wrong. I have not broken any laws. So if I suggest you let me out of these handcuffs immediately. Not done anything wrong. I have not broken any laws. So if I suggest you let me out of these handcuffs immediately.
Well, when you
Could you tell him to take me out of these handcuffs? I have not broken any laws.
Okay, did you stop when he told you to?
no, he kept walking away.
Okay, then that's interference, so you're under arrest. That's it.
Interfering for what?
Interference, you disobeyed the lawful order.
You were sitting right there and I told you to stop 4 or 5 times to identify yourself because there was a suspicious
Sorry.
person car, and I'm investigating that.
Investigating what? I have not done anything.
Okay.
You can't just run up on anyone and just say, hey, you look suspicious.
He told you to stop. He didn't.
And we had calls on you, like I told you.
You're practicing stop and frisk right now. I've not
No.
done
No, you're
anything
under
wrong.
arrest. So.
Under arrest for what? Under arrest for what? What have I done wrong? Tell me now.
You didn't identify yourself.
Okay.
You didn't stop when we asked you to.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for is your name and date of birth, man.
All right. Okay.
So I can log someone.
Okay.
So what's the issue here, man?
There is
Why-
an issue. I
Sit
haven't
back
done
here.
anything wrong.
Sit back here.
I have not done a thing.
Why would you not listen to me?
Because I have not done anything wrong, sir. Let me out of these handcuffs immediately.
Sit back here.
Okay.
All the way in. I just want to log him and get him out of here because people were concerned because he was.
Put him in custody. If he's gonna walk away.
And they're taking me to the police car. And the guy's like, hey, I don't. The guy knows that he's doing wrong, which is crazy. See, let me tell you how a system will always defend itself. The guy knows that he's doing wrong, right? But his buddy who just pulled up, who knows nothing about what's going on, says, hey, take him in. If he doesn't want to cooperate with you, arrest him. The guy knew, the first guy apparently knew that, there was nothing whatsoever that I did that was wrong. The second guy, being a part of the system, that the first police officer refused to stand up and say, hey, he didn't do anything to break the law. Because there were several points where they could have just let me go. But because this crooked system that's rigged to capture African American males and females and enslave them or incarcerate them on a mass scale, definitely took advantage of me because, like I said, nothing was wrong, nothing was did out of the ordinary. But because of one police officer's word, who knew nothing of the law, they arrested me, handcuffed me, and interrogated me, and took me to the police station, right? My boss actually pulled up at the scene when they were arresting me, which is crazy. Because they said they had no idea what I was doing out there. Before they left, before the police car pulled off, my boss was standing out there talking to the guys. But because the police officer's ego was so bruised because I challenged the system, he decided to take me anyway. So they take me down to the police station. The whole time, I'm just asking them questions like, hey, why would you pull up on a young black man who's not doing anything but minding his business? You see my campaign flyers. The dummies looked at the flyers. They pulled them out and put them. The dudes reached in my pocket and grabbed them like they was trying to pull out an 8-ball or something. Like they was trying to pull out like a kilo or something. They pulled out, or they was trying to pull out somebody's belongings, some stolen belongings. They pulled out campaign flyers and took me to jail for it, right? So I get down there. We get to the front gate, and I'm grilling them. I'm like, yo, why would you take me to jail? Like, you see these campaign flyers. You see who I work for. You see what I'm doing. Do you not care? Do you not care that you're abusing your authority? Because before anything, honestly, sir, yeah, I'm a black man, right? But you're abusing the Constitution. You're not just abusing a citizen, you're abusing the Constitution, you're abusing the oath, you're abusing everything that you put your right hand on the Bible and swear it upon, swear to your God upon. You said you was gonna uphold it, and you didn't. And I'm sitting here telling you that you didn't, and you still got me in the back of this car. And he just would not listen. We get up to the microphone, right? To where we are getting ready to go into the jail. And you know what this person has the audacity to say in the microphone? He says, hey, we have another boy for you. After I heard that right there rocked me harder than when I got pulled over when I was 17. Dude said, I have another boy for you. And the whole time I'm sitting here telling him, like, bro, I'm not a boy. I'm a grown man. I'm 24 years old. I have a college education. I'm a grad student. Like, what boy? When you talk to me correct. And the whole time I'm saying this in shackles, because it wasn't just my hands that were cuffed. They shackled my legs too. You know how demeaning that is to have your legs shackled? That's like what the I still can't find anything more like humiliating than that. Like, in all of my years of being on earth, having my legs shackled
Did you ask them why that was necessary?
They said it was necessary because they didn't know who I was and what I was doing. They said I could be a fugitive for all they knew. And then even after, I said, okay, you know what? What is it going to take for me to get these shackles off of myself? They said, tell us who you are. I tell them who I am. I'm sitting in a jail cell, right? And it's like 20 other guys in there. 20 other guys. And I'm talking to them. And I'm talking to them, too. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I've been at college. Yeah, I've done all of the productive stuff. But I also grew up in, like, a very rough area. So it's like, okay, cool. These type of people are not foreign. It's not the type of people that I want to be around. I'm not saying, hey, I was in there, like, networking or anything, but I was trying to figure out why I walk in and everybody I see walking in is black and Latino. So I'm talking to them. Hey, my man, what did you do? What are you in here for? What are you doing? And everybody is getting caught up on pretextual stops and little BS charges like mine, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So apparently this is an issue because I'm really talking to these people like I'm like, okay, this is definitely an issue where y'all are being like, there are people being targeted by this police department, and you can't even say it's not a thing because I'm looking at how y'all rolling all of these minorities in, and when y'all rolling these minorities in, you talking about you got another boy for y'all. So this isn't a one-off kind of thing. This is something that y'all do on the regular, something that's systematic. That has a major impact on me. Honestly, as far as emotionally and mentally, when you have so many people on the internet, like, see, I've never been the type to care about what people say because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be like myself. There were people online saying like they were gonna kill me. Like it was posted in like police forums where they were like saying what they would do to me. Like there were forums saying what they would do to me, and if they were the police officer. And there were people who there was a hashtag that said kill Keilon Hill. Like, yeah, I swear to God, like I can't make this up. I can't make it up. And seeing that kind of stuff online, people were DMing me. And see, the type of individual I am, I've never been the individual to like do anything online. So individuals were like inboxing me saying that they'd pull up on me. White people was talking about they would, I want to say all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, if I was a police officer, I would have put you in the ground and knocked all your teeth out and stomped your head in. And I'm like, okay, cool, but you're on Facebook. And there were people like on Facebook questioning me and telling me about how stupid I was. And I'm like, I'm stupid, but I'm about to have 2 degrees. So, stupid where? Like, I'm stupid, but I am a productive member of society. I'm stupid, but you're the one that's letting the government take all of your rights. And you don't say anything about it. But I'm the idiot here. So, after a while, it got to where I was like, I didn't really care too much. And honestly, it took me a long, long time. Like, it went viral, and I've never had that kind of attention on me. So, like, I don't know. People had a lot of different things to say about it. People were like, "Oh, you're a Republican? You're an Uncle." I done had people call me an Uncle Tom ass nigga, and I'm like, if you only knew, like, I've only went to HBCUs, I've only studied black politics, I've only done all these great things for black, like just for the betterment of the black community. Yeah, I had a job that paid me money because I was a broke college student who had to pay bills, but it was so many crazy things that people were saying to me that mentally, it took me a while to, like, kind of get used to it, because even, like, encounters with the police afterwards, I had a police officer legit tell me, "Oh no, this ain't none of that YouTube bullshit. We for real, and we gonna take your ass to jail and keep you there." Like I've had police officers tell me that. My life is progressing, but at the same time, it's taking a complete 180 from where I was going. Because a year ago, I had just taken the LSAT. I was about to go to law school, and when it came time for me to start getting my stuff together for law school, you could see that it was just so many different things that prevented me from doing that or accomplishing that goal at that time. That kind of, most of it revolved around that incident. Like I said earlier, I still plan on doing it after I get everything. Well, I got everything cleared up now with this incident. It really doesn't affect me too much. Well, it still does affect me mentally, actually. Very much so. Like, you get pulled off the street. Like, imagine getting pulled off the street for, like, no particular reason other than somebody said that you look suspicious. Like, you look like you could have been up to no good. Not, hey, I saw this guy do something. You could have just been up to no good. Like, something like that affects you mentally, because now it's like, hey, why is this person looking at me? Do they think I'm up to no good? Let me make sure I'm not up to no good. Act normal. Like those kind of thoughts are always going now, because it's like, okay, cool. As a society, people see me as a threat. People see me as a threat for literally nothing. For literally nothing, which is crazy. As far as when I say something to somebody and I know what I'm talking about, because I'm an intelligent black man, and someone, especially an institution, feels the need to question what I know, I've written whole papers and done projects and all these crazy things and studied this stuff so extensively that they had the nerve to tell me that what my HBCU taught me was invalid. Oh, you right. I paid way too much for my education for them to tell me that my education was invalid, and actually I was going to have to pay them for me knowing what I know. Yeah, that doesn't.
So
that
did you?
It doesn't sound right. Oh, I wasn't going up there to play with those people. There was no playing with them. I was going to come. I was going to come, and I was going to. If there was nobody sitting behind me, I was still going to come up there and make sure that I presented what I do. I think that Gina was with me, because Gina definitely helped me along the way in getting all this put together. But there was no way I was going to let these people go on television and say that I was wrong. Oh, that's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. The same way that they wanted to prove a point, guess what? That there was a point that needed to be proved. Y'all are taking these people's freedoms and playing some type of game with it. I mean, people still kind of ask me about it. Like, people ask me about it. I'm working on new ways to, like, I don't know, bring awareness to the rights that you have when you're being stopped, what a Terry stop is, and things like that. I've been teaching, like, you know, my friends and family and things like that, the different rules and, you know, what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to conduct yourself and things like that. But, I mean, the aftermath has really just been that. Like, it's clear. I've just been, you know, living, trying to move past it. It's kind of difficult, though. There's so many statistics that show that you're so many more times likely to suffer some kind of injury, whether it be police abusing their force with you or even up to shooting you. And knowing that we're the ones who get targeted for being pulled over and Terry stops and pretextual stops and things like that, it frightens me even more to know that black women and black men are being put in this situation every day, all day. And it's something that's systematic, something that the government actually supports. It's very frightening. Very frightening. There's an entire organization that's tasked with policing our neighborhoods that have been given the license to take any means that they like to keep this wretched beast going, because this is like a big stain, like on America. See, at first, the thing is, the slavery, this is just an entirely another form of that, sponsored by the government, fully by the government, not just one party, but both make tons of money off of these enterprises, and those enterprises are funded and by people who don't care about us. Only thing they care about is making a quick buck off of arresting another black man or another black woman or another minority and keeping them in jail as long as possible.
Yep.
Cash bail, like all that stuff is terrible, very bad. Like there are people who sit in prison just because they can't buy their freedom. They can't buy their freedom, so they gotta sit there. She was highly upset. She was highly upset that the police officers were able to do such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also upset that I didn't take that advice to just comply. But at the same time, that kind of upset, I don't even think was a genuine upset. That was fear. Fear that I could have been the next hashtag. Fear that something could have happened to me. But she was also happy that she didn't raise an individual who would just lay down. You know?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, it's like, she raised me, so she knows how I would react to something like that. So it's not something you can be angry about. It's just like, she was fearful. She cried about it. But, I mean, moms are going to be moms. I totally, I'm honored to be a part of a project like this. I'm also honored that y'all would take the time out of your day to even talk to me.